good afternoon, everybody. Here we are, Saturday, and it's 3 o'clock. So I thought, yeah, drop in with you to say hi and see how everybody is. And of course, keep up with our tiles because, of course, we want to get to this 500 at least, don't we? So let's make a start with this one. What do I have today? I am at 439, and I've sat here thinking, what's the date? And that was the first thing I was going to do. And of course we know the date. If you're a big Star Wars fan, we know what the date is. But if you're not, you have no idea. Oh, 24, what am I doing? No idea what I'm talking about. I did have a lie-in this morning. The phone went at 8:30. So that was a little bit of a lie-in. But yeah, we're up now. John took me out for breakfast this morning. So yeah, it's I've tried to have a bit of a day. So what have I done here? I've used my colour clouds. I think it was blush pink and some sort of, I can't remember now. It was one of those colours that seemed to go. It's sort of a bit of a purpley colour there. I can sort it out for Chris later. Pen, pencil, Tortillon. And I've actually got some alcohol markers with me today. I'm not going to do anything crazy with them. But it's nice to, just bring a bit of colour in a different way now and again. And, of course, got my ruler because what I want to do, first of all, is create myself a little box. I think what I'll do first is I'll create a border. And I don't want to go sort of too wide and do it lightly because you're not going to see all of it. Oh, thank you, Sue. I really appreciate that. It was a long day, but do you know what? Everybody was so lovely. And I kept having lots of cups of tea, as, I have to do. And we had such a laugh. It was just so nice. I mean, I worked with Stuart and then Nigel. He was hilarious, wasn't he? And Andy, it was lovely to work with Andy as well because you don't tend to do that much because he's, more in the offices. But yeah, we had a great time. It was really nice. And yeah, a little bit of traffic on the motorway coming home, but I got here. Okay, got a bit of a border. Nicola, in all honesty, the finger, yeah. I've had a bit of an argument with a rotary cutter, and it's, a little bit, I've got to admit, it's a bit rough. And if anything, I possibly should have gone to A&E, but you know what? They're so busy as it is anyway. I wasn't going to even contemplate that. So John helped me, we rebandaged it all yesterday. It's got little butterfly bandages on it and all sorts to hold it in place. So I'm sure it'll be fine and it'll be certainly a scar to talk about. So, okay, I put myself a little box here. When I say a little box, it's a little bit bigger than halfway, isn't it? Sort of a rectangle because I want to challenge you a little bit today and I want you to put your initial in there. Whether it's first or second, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to sort of show you how you can make it a little bit thicker kind of thing. Okay, so let's go in a little bit bigger. And let's get this bit out the way. Oh, Glenys, yeah, it's a little bit sore. Well, a lot sore, but we'll not talk about it. Look, there it is, look. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to put an S in. And I'm going to use this box to help me. Yeah. Oh, Lynn, please don't worry about it. I'm going to be updating the website this weekend, so you might find it on there come Monday. I was absolutely, totally overwhelmed. Thank you so much, everybody, yesterday. I never expected them to sell that quickly. So, yeah, we'll sort it. Okay. All right, see. So there's my S. Now, at the moment, it doesn't look like much, but I want to actually join it up. I want to make it a bit thicker. And S is notorious. It's one of those really tricky ones. I think if you've got a letter T or a W, it's not, it's not too tricky. But this little bit crazier, so. All right. I'm going to sort of put this one in here. And then when I get to this bit here, look, I'm going to sort of come round and follow it off and stop. Yeah. And then same this way, look. I come round and do it this way. So you see I've got that sort of double thickness in there. So that sort of gives me that little bit of a bubble letter, doesn't it? Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Honestly, it's about putting a letter in. So Oh, Joanna, to be honest, at the minute, I don't even look at it. But, maybe tomorrow. Okay. All right. So next little bit then. What I'm going to do at the end. So I want to try and keep it within the box, but here I can put in an extra little line, and I'm going to put curves on the end. You see, it's coming out a little bit there. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. And same here, look. So make it a little bit longer, and then come back in with little curves. See? So I've got that kind of a shape. So it's got a little bit more on the edge. All right. Oh, Clarice, absolutely. I am an avid Star Wars fan. I think it's brilliant. Okay, so let's put this in pen, because I want to keep this now. This is one of the main thing that's going to kind of stay. And of course, whatever letter you've decided, you might decide, actually, do you know what? I'm going to leave this till later, and maybe you've got a stamp. See, I'm coming out there a little bit as well, that's right. Or you've got one of, I don't know, a stencil or something that you can draw around. Or you might want to do something a bit different, but I don't think we've actually done a letter before, have we? So I'm not going to go too crazy with it. It's just kind of nice to give it a little bit of interest. All right. So here I'm going to put myself a little extra line in. And I'm going to sort of put a little shape in the end. Now, of course, if you've got a different letter, you've got to have a look on yours as to where the ends are, and whether you want to do that. A T, you could put them at either end, or one at the bottom. With a letter M, you could again put two, one at the top, two at the top. So have a look at yours and see what you think. But it's a good starting point. Okay. So then what I want to do here is I'm going to come and split this into two sections here. So I've got two rectangles. There. One there, okay? It doesn't matter if they're a little bit... Oh, Sue, I know, look at you. See, if I did an SR, you wouldn't have had to worry either, would you? So, okay, I've got my little rectangles there. And I'm going to turn it round. And this first one here, I want to split it first in the middle. And then I want 1, 2 there, and 2 there. So that's going to give me 6 boxes, okay? And then in this one, whilst I'm here, I'm going to sort of do 3 boxes, okay? So I've got 6 boxes, then I've got 3 boxes. So inside this one, I'm going to come in with a pen now. And I'm going to put a diagonal line this way. And a diagonal line this way. So whether you want to do all of the lines this way and then the other way, or whether you want to do each cross individually, you can do whatever you like. All right. Okay. So let's just zoom in a little bit. Oh, there you go. So I'm going to start where I've got a full box, and I'm going to put a little bobble in there. And then here I'm going to come up and create a loop in the middle. And then however many I can get on either side. So whether you get 1 or 2, I think 3 might be a little bit of a push. And then I'm going to fill in the gaps. So I can go into each one of those little boxes now and put that little shape, because I know they're going to go in each one. Obviously not the bottom, because I've only got the top half there. Okay. So let's do a few of the 4 boxes first. So you just get to grips with the size and the shape. And then we can sort of tackle the top and the bottom one. See, they kind of roll off, don't they? Once you've got the idea of this, and you bring it in and along. Same with this one. Okay, happy with that. So then this one here, you're only going to see the top bit, so you think, well, how am I going to do that? If you need to, bring your pencil in and you can sort of gauge to see where they're going to go. And then you can put that top section in. Oh, thank you, John. A cup of tea. On this one. So again, look, I can sort of imagine where it's going to go. And then I can draw in the bits that I need to. As we go in there. Okay. Okay. Oh, Rose, yours would be fine. Yours would be fine. Look, here we go. Look, there's your box. So you've started with your line there. You come around, and then you put that in, and then you can actually come in the middle of this one, and then here, let's make that a bit thicker, and let's make that a bit thicker. There you go. Oh, all done. I know, Viv. He does look after me. He's a keeper, John is. I know. I did sort of hint that I'd like a cup of tea. So, yeah. Okay. Fill in these little gaps in. And, you know, not rushing that particularly. It's nice to sort of have a little bit of that drama in, isn't it? With some black ink. Just to go in there. Oh, Rose, no problem. If anybody else is having trouble with it, just let me know. And, you know, I'll do a quick demo. Don't struggle with it if you're not sure. Okay. All right, so we've got that going on there. So far, so good. So now I want to have a look at this shape here. All right, we've got these boxes. So first things first, what I want to do is I'm going to put myself a curve here. And a curve here. And I'm going to put a little loop on the end. All right. So looking at this space here, what I want to do is I create these little loops and I want to fill in that whole shape. Like that. And then come to this side and I'm going to create curves to fill in all of that side. And then I'm going to put another one here and create little loops. And curves that side. Notice they've not gone to the point this time. They do that a lot. It is one of the things I like to do a lot, but these ones haven't. So let's put the line in there. Because again, let's put that Y in. One there, look. Then up here and a loop. And then lines again. So working their way down. There you go. And then lines this way. Okay. And then lines this way. So I'm keeping within my box there, following the shape. To go. So if I've got sort of lines there, I'm going to fill those in. And I'm going to come in and fill them in down this edge as well. Okay. And I'll do the same with this one. We are. Not done this side though, notice, just those sides. Let's do that one. So one more look. And again, it's up here. And then I did a line this way, coming round with a look. Oh, let's put that line in as well. And then curves this way. Does a little bit more, doesn't it? You could do this in all sorts of shapes and it would create something a little bit different each time. It's a nice sort of little one. If you know you want some decent shading to go in a piece, it works nicely because you can do top and bottom and things. So, okay, you see? So again, I'm going to fill in those gaps there. Sort of left me little triangles. And then here, I'm going to join that one. I might as well join that one as well. Because we know that that's stopped. And I'm going to do that top one. like so. Okay, let's have a little look at where we're at so far. Okay, so we get, I think it's, you know, a little bit of inspiration from the grids yesterday, because we had sort of little grids. We've done little boxes, but it doesn't really look like a grid, does it? Because we've got different shapes and things going on. But here we go. That's the whole thing with it, actually. Having a grid's nice, but having it looking a bit different. All right, ready? So next bit then. I'm going to sort of start. Let's have a look. I'm going to come in with pencil because it's going to sort of come around this S a little bit. And I'm going to put myself a little line in with a bobble on the end. Okay. And another one coming up here with a bobble on the end. Let's go a little bit closer with that. There we go. And then I'm going to put another bobble like this. Okay. And then I'm going to curve it and form like a leaf. Oh, thank you, Maureen. Do you know we had a real good day yesterday? Rose, I know. Yeah, it was you know, sometimes, I mean, I love going there as it is, but sometimes you have these days and you think, everything just worked, didn't it? Everything was just a really lovely day. You know, everybody was just lovely there. We had a real good laugh. See, 3 little bobbles. And then again, I'm going to sort of put my little shape in. And then let's have another one here. So a little bobble, thin linelet, little bobble, another bobble. And then put my little leaves in. Okay, so I'm kind of happy now that that's sort of going to have that coming through and under there. It looks like it disappeared. Because what I want to do is put these leaves in the background. So I'm going to draw in the bits that I can see. So not in my S. And then in here, look. So I'm going to see a little bit of that underneath there, look. Let's have a look. I'm going to sort of see those bits and a little bit there. So make sure you focus on that. You know, you don't want to be going into the bits you don't need. Oh, Nicola, it was so funny, that chair was. I mean, it was like literally seconds before we went on air, and he sort of turned up and was like, what's this chair? And I refused point blank to have it, because I know that chair will not stay up. Because I know Pauline had it once, didn't she? And it was it was one of those things that when she sat on it kept falling down. And I can remember being in the studio at the time. It was hilarious. I thought, there's no way I'm going to sit on that chair. It's ridiculous. And so when they put it there and I said, it's not going to stay, and crew was like, yeah, it'll be fine, and then that was it. All right, see, so here we go, little bubbles there. And a lock. Okay, let's do another one here. So, you know, little bubbles. Just to have 3 in there. And along. Now I'm going to sort of go out of the border there, just because I can. Okay, can't like that. So I'm going to sort of wrap a little coil around. See, little S's. And I'm going to do one here, look. See, back and forth. Let's put some little dots on it. They don't have to be sort of all in the same, you know, distance apart. They don't have to be bigger or smaller than each other. It's kind of nice. And then along here, you see, let's put some little extra sort of bobbles in. There you go. All right, so that's all that's sorted. So what I want to do now, I want to come in and put the rest of this border in, but I'm going to do it as a bit of a wavy line. So leave a little gap, see, between where those sort of leaves are, and then down here, leave little gaps. Just so it gives that a little bit of a difference there. Okay, I'm going to put a few little bubbles round, as always. All right. That gives me that bit. So let's get rid of some of those pencil lines now. You know, during that little letter, we don't really need them anymore. Okay, just make sure your pen's dry, of course. You don't want to be... Do you know, I do that, and I've got my lovely little brush that I can do that. There we go. Take a little bit from around there. See, I might as well do the rest now while I've got that in. And then I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. See, still a little bit there. Who would have known? Huh? We used a few boxes there. Well, got a little bit of difference going with it. I think a little bobble there, look. As well. So looking at my letter now, it's sort of kind of nice. I'm going to put a little bit of a thicker line on one side. Same here, so that looks like it's going through now, so that's okay. But it needs a little bit of interest, doesn't it? So if I start with little dots, sort of on the edges there, that gives it something to sort of get going with. And then I'm going to work with some little swirls. Now I'm not going to completely fill everything, but as I sort of, I'm going to choose sort of one side, which, you see, I've got this side going on there. I'm going to put a few of these in. And see how that goes. You see, so I'm keeping it sort of to that edge where I can. And I'm not going to overdo it, but put a few little sort of stragglers, you see, and it's getting there. I know, Vicky, I do like the swirls. So many ways of doing them actually as well. We don't use them enough, do we? You see how it sort of peters off. So you've got that little bit of interest going on there. So, okay, let's bring a little bit of pencil shading in. And go from there. All right, so let's start with these little babies here. So, of course, I'm going to go top and bottom. That always looks great. And I'm going to put one in there as well, see? And same across here. Sort of down there. So that's pretty easy to do, isn't it? There's not too much thinking about there. So it's top and bottom of them all. Yeah, and then I'm going to cross that one as a whole thing. And along into there. And down there. So same again. Looks very neat, doesn't it? It looks like it's been sort of packed together. And that little bit of shading just makes a difference. And then here, I'm going to come down this side. Okay. And inside the petals, I'm going to do that bottom edge. A little bit there. Oh, hello, Jackie. Did I just see Tony as well? Hi, Tony. Okay, so that's that little bit. I'm going to come in with some shadow on the inside here. And along that edge. Oh, Diana D, hang on a second. There's your box. So you've got your first line there. Then you're going to come round in a curve like this. And then you're going to come along with this. Now that's the most simplest form. What you can do is come out a little bit and make a little bit of a edge there. And an edge there, you know, gives it a little bit of, ooh, look at that, starting to be a P, we don't want that. A bit of a difference. So you could do it that way. You could actually leave off then and do it that. Okay. And then, of course, adding those little shapes in, you could add them there. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's get a little bit of shading going on here. I've not done everything because I'm going to bring a bit of colour in. Oh, hello, Patty and Lynn. I hope you're all well. Okay. See, just doing that little bit of shading there. Now this one, I don't want it to go too sort of far down. Oh, so I'm going to go back and forth, see? Swirls is going to move it too much, and I don't want to do that. And in we go, see? Let's soften all of that up. Leaving a little bit of a gap in the middle. See, same there, look. Back and forth with that bit. Leaving that gap. Oh, you're welcome, Diane. Hope that was okay. And along and in we go. And then, of course, let's put a little bit of swirl action going on around the border there. See, it's going to get rid of that little bit out of that leaf. To there. I mean, what would look kind of nice as well, if you wanted to, you could actually fill your whole letter in with black ink, and then you could add some of the detail around it with a white pen, which would look really nice. So, white chalky pencil, and I'm coming in with a little bit inside those areas there. Again, you could do this with any tile. It doesn't quite show as much as you might want if you're using a regular cream tile. But because I've inked mine, I've got that little bit of a highlight going on there. Same in that one. All along there. Okay, that's nice. I could see that just needs a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to come in. I've got say a couple of random colours here of marker pens. So I'm not sure whether I'll get a decent blend or anything out of them. What have I got here? I've got Copics. It's always worth testing your pens because you're never sure whether you know, they're gonna suddenly all blend. So I'm not wanting to do a serious colour in terms of that though, but let's come on in and add a little bit in there. Okay. See, with the alcohol marker, because with the fine liner, you just want to be careful around it because they can sort of react with each other. So I'm doing a sort of a brief sort of swizz over it, you see. Okay, just going to rub out. I've got a little pencil. So I've got another pink. I'm going to bring a little bit there, look. Rose, yes you can. Question in terms of inking, yes you can. It's when you actually ink on super smooth paper, you'll still get that. You'll still get a blend. You could add a touch of glycerin in with the ink, but what I do is I do a little bit and build it up. It works, but it's not as sort of quick and instant as it is on one of our regular tiles. Okay, but it does work. I've done it all the time. I actually do use ink and blend it onto my super smooth. Okay, so see, I've got a little bit of colour in there. Okay, we've got not gone too crazy with it, just little bits. All right, and at the moment I'm using, look, I've got my Copics, but any alcohol marker, or you can use your colour pencils if you want something a bit stronger. So let's have a look. And again, I'm sort of picking on a few colours here that I've got in this pot. So let's have a look. Blue green, or do I want to go grey? I think I'm going to go grey. Got a few of those. Grey is probably one of my all-time go-tos with alcohol markers. If you want to actually put some shading in, or if you want to put a base down, they're brilliant. So this is a cool grey. You see, it's not really giving it much colour, but it's something there to start with. And let's bring in the next one. See, that's a little bit darker. Okay, because it's on sort of cartridge paper, you've got to work a little bit quick with it because it will actually dry quicker. So see, I'm coming back in with that lighter colour and swirling it round. So I've got to work quite quick on the cartridge paper with it. So if you're not used to doing this and you want to try it, then I'd perhaps do one leaf at a time. What's it? See, that looks fine. Okay. So what that was C1 and C5. I have got something a bit darker, C7. I'll put a little bit in some of those little stems there. Okay, see, look, I've not coloured the whole thing. It's sort of a gesture in there of some kind. That's it. And I think, let's have a look. I've got a yellow. I'm going to put a yellow inside those little droplets there. And I'll do the same one. Some of those larger bubbles. So, you know, it's nice to blend alcohol markers, but sometimes, you know, just come in with a little bit of colour. It just highlights it up a little bit. I think I'm going to come in with, I've got a blue-green. So I'm going to kind of just go over those leaves just to give that little hint. You see, because I've got the grey in the background and I've already blended it, I don't need to now. It's already done for me, see? There you go. Oh, rose. Now, yeah, let me talk to you about Copics. They are expensive. There's no doubt about that. They do two kinds. They do the chow, which this one is, and they do a slightly bigger one, which is called the sketch. The chow is a little bit cheaper, and once you've brought one, you can actually, you know, if you use like I use the greys all the time, you can actually get replacement ink. So you never have to buy another one. You just buy the ink. So, yeah, they are, but you get what you pay for, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, the Crafter's Companion ones, the illustrators, I do like those as well. And I taught with those a lot before COVID, actually, before lockdown. However, yeah, sometimes it depends what you like. I like the brush nib on these, but they work just as well. But these are just that little bit of edge. They're a little bit, you know, a little bit better. But your choice, honestly, your choice, whatever you've got. You can use coloured pencils if you want. And, of course, you could also use coloured pencils over the top of what we've just done here. I'm going to come in just with my white gel pen. And you know where we've got some of those little dots? Just want to bring my letter out a little bit more. By reading with that, because I've used colour on there. And of course you can still go back in with a black pen over the top. So that's nice too. Alright. And then just a little bit of shading. So I'm going to do think of the bottom of your shape. So there's the bottom. So that's the bottom of that bit. And that's the bottom of that bit. Okay, so if you've got the letter T, it's going to be, if you've got like your D, it'd be there. And it'd be there. There. Your R, see, it would be, that's the bottom of that one. That's the bottom of that. And that's the bottom of that, you see? I know, Jackie, I know what you mean. I actually waited till they were on offer. So I've had mine a long time. Okay, so I've done the bottom of everything. And I had a little bit of shadow in there as well. So the nice thing as well, in a sense, with pens, is you've not got that sort of wax build-up that you get with pencils. So you find that, you know, the shading and things are going to go over a lot easier. But, you know, it's just another way, isn't it? All right, let's have a little look at this then. Okay, so there we go. So today it's your initial, whatever it may be. Have a go at that. And a little bit of grid work, a little bit of some organic as well. And a little bit of a signature. And there we go, all done for today. So, okay, hope you've enjoyed that one. A little bit of a challenge, I know, with the letter. Of course, if you've got dies, there are lots of letters out there. Stamps as well you could use. But, you know, give it a go. You've got a pencil and a rubber, so, you know, put the letter in there and just sort of see where it takes you. Have a little bit of fun with it. So, okay, I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to let you do your own thing. And if you're around tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a little bit of sewing on the Sanntangle page because Mackenzie needs a shirt. So if you've been following that and you want to have a look at how the shirt's made, then I'll see you here again. I say, on Sanntangle at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So in the meantime, have a lovely weekend, everybody, and enjoy. You know, actually, because I can do my S anyway, look. But yeah, have fun with it. Okay, everybody. And I will catch you soon. All right, take care. Bye.